from the 6. Look at what we did. Yeah, be quiet, I'm doing a toast. For niggas that don't really do shit, I swear I be doing the most. Stop worrying about whoever's next. I am just worried about my mama worrying less. I think I'm famous enough, I don't need any more press. I am convinced I'm the only one left that's still doing this shit, man.
Yes, sir. It's your boy Famous Enough, and I am the voice of the Pro-Am. Alright. The other day, Zoom Rock decided that let's do a mock draft. So he got with Colt, and they decided to do a mock draft. They got 17 total, quote unquote, managers of teams from the community. Players from the community, and they was gonna draft players and just a little mock draft. So I was, at the time when this happened, I was in a game, so I didn't know anything about it going on. I wouldn't have participated in it, mainly because of the brand I build, and I don't want to get into all the logistics of the restrictions and all that type of stuff. But anyhow, I caught the tail end of it. But I'm going to look at some of these teams that were drafted, and I'm going to go through it, and I'm going to tell y'all my thoughts. Okay, so the first pick was Colt. Colt had the first pick, and he was acting as the Cavs. With his first pick, he took Dimes, then he took Dave Fry in the second round, Almighty Dunk in the third, Hooper Mentality in the fourth, and then Kid Rhino, which is Rocky, in the fifth. Now, when looking at this roster right here, it's not a bad roster at all. But I think the main thing that I saw from this is that I didn't really like Dunk on the same team as Dimes. Now, Dimes needs a lot of role players around him, a lot of people that can stretch the floor, and he has to have the ball in his hand a lot. But at the same time, Dunk also needs the ball in his hand, and I think it's not a knock on either one of them at all. But I just think that, Dunk would have benefited on a different team. They could have went somewhere else. It's not a bad team at all. It's actually a pretty good team. Dimes, Dave Fry, Hooper Mentality, and Rocky's definitely good players around Dimes. Just needed another guard, another small forward or something instead of Dunk right there. Not a bad team. Next up, we had White Chocolate drafting for the Orlando Magic. His first pick, he was number 2. He took Ramo, Arsenal, Damaris, Tone, and Citrus. Okay, now a lot of people want to say Ramo shouldn't be drafted that high. Ramo is good enough to be drafted as high as he can go. Ramo at number 2, I'm not mad at all. He picked up Arsenal, which is a center, so he got a power forward. He got his front court, which is a beast front court right now. Then he grabbed his point guard, which was Damaris. Sleeper pick, I believe, third round is maybe that might be right. It just depends on how the pieces fall in a real draft. Then he picked Tone and Citrus. Now, people got on Chocolate because he drafted 2 people on his team. I'm not mad at the Tone pick at all. I'm not even mad with the Citrus pick because he needed 2 shooters for this team. Maybe he needed 2 shooters for his team because Ramo, Arsenal, and Damaris, they all like to play in the paint. So, not a bad team at all. At number 3, we had Sway drafting as the Miami Heat. He took Fab, Dime Boy, which is P.O., B-Smooth J, Lottie, and Iverson. The first thing when I looked at this team that stuck out to me was that Iverson in the 5th round. If this was a real draft, Iverson would be the steal of the draft in the 5th round. I believe Iverson is around first round material, maybe second round at the latest, and that's in my opinion. That's my opinion. Iverson is that good, but to get him in the 5th round is crazy good. Number 3 is right around where he should be. Like for me, as far as point guards, my 1A and 1B is Dimes and Fab. So you can really choose who you want and not go wrong with either one of those guys as the first point guard off the board. Dime Boy at number 2, B-Smooth. I love B-Smooth J game a lot. Lottie from GFG. I like the way Lottie played. Lottie is one of those guys that don't say much, so he goes unrecognized a lot in the community. Next up, we got By Any Means Mo drafting at number 4 for the Detroit Pistons. He took Mr. Styles, Leak, Tone West, Deadeye, and Reed. First thing that stick out to me is that he got 3 ball handlers, 3 people that can handle the ball. The next thing that stick out to me is that he got Reed in the 5th round. I got Reed within around the top 10 shooting guards, top 10 wing players for me. That's where I got Reed. he got two top 10 point guards with Styles and Leak. Then you got Tone West, the ultimate glue guy. I mean, Tone West can really do anything. Then you got Deadeye. Deadeye is becoming one of those centers that every team needs. I like the way Deadeye plays. This is a really good team. I overlooked this team from the first time I saw this, but it's a really good team. Next up, we got Reed drafting for the Knicks. He took Radiant, J Money, Drake, Chaz, and Charger. Charger is Bust. Bust is Charger. And this team right here is legit. It's legit. There's 4 shooters on the court. 4 shooters on the court. And if J Money's on that pure athletic on a pick and roll from Rad to J Money, that's crazy. Although I do think Drake could have went in the second round. So I think Drake is top 3, top 4, top 5, somewhere around there as far as wing players go. But anyhow, I'm not mad at it. It's a good team right here. Next, we got Strainer drafting for the Jazz. He took JT, the 2K guy, which is tied from GFG. He took Snubby, Snub Hub, Sammy Coolest, Gradient, and Kid Lit. Chuck, this team defensively, this team is one of the best defensive teams I've seen that they picked. I think he could have got a little bit more value around some picks, but I'm not mad at it at all. It's just going to be, they're going to have to find a way to get offense. Maybe stretch the floor and let JT find open people, something. But I'm not mad at this team at all. Defensively, this is one of the best teams that was drafted. Next up, we got Moody drafting for the Pacers. He took his boy Dave Goss, followed by Worthing Coat, Deeds, Mellow Bully, and Strainer. Now, for the most part, in my opinion, for the most part, these players were drafted in the right spot. The only person that maybe fell a little bit is probably Strainer. Strainer is one of those guys that can give you 30 on any given night, but you have a backcourt of Dev Goss and Strainer, that's dangerous. And then you got Deez and Mellow Bully. Well, okay, in my opinion, Deez is another one of those guys that can play any position. I've seen D play point guard. I've seen D play shooter. I've seen D's play on a lock. I've seen him play center. I've seen him do everything. D's can do it all. And Mellow Bully, man, I've seen him do everything as well. This team right here is versatile as heck. You can do a lot with this team. I like the build of this team. This was a good team, Moody. Next up, we have Larry Schmurder drafting for the Grizzlies. He took the Pete with his first pick, followed by Drizzard, then Rapids, Mama I'm That Man, and Wrong Turn, aka Big Hearn. Now, this team right here is solid for the most part, but I know Mama plays on the lock and Hearn plays on the lock as well. So it's going to be a lot of defense on this floor. I'm pretty sure when I say somebody plays on a lock, nobody really plays on a pure lock. So 9 times out of 10, when I say somebody playing on a lock, they playing on a sharp lock. So sharp first archetype, lock second archetype. But with that being said, Drizzard is the best shooting big on this game. Flat out, no debate. I don't care what anybody got to say. Drizzard is the best shooting big man in Pro-Am right now. But you're gonna have to find some offense. So Capete, Drizzard, and Rapids is gonna have to score a lot of points. And Mama I'm That Man and Big Hearn is gonna have to pitch in where they can. Even though they're on sharp locks, these boys can shoot. They can shoot, but it's just that it's gonna be some standstill action going on. You know what I'm saying? So this is a solid team defensively. Offensively, they will have to find offense. Now we have Detoxy's drafting for the Warriors. His first pick is Mr. 50K himself, Timely Cook, followed by Main Hype, then Hood, then Shots, and Zoom Rock. The name that sticks out to me on this is Hood. Hood was great in 16. He was good in 17, but I haven't heard anything about him in 18. The problem with this is that the esports managers that's coming in, they're drafting based off 18 gameplay, the combine, and whatever. But they don't know what happened in 16 or 17. They have no clue what happened in 2016, 2017. They don't know about those games. They don't have no clue what happened in those games. So if you're taking a back seat on 18 and just gonna think you're gonna just get drafted out of the blue, it's not gonna happen because they have no idea who you are. You have to start playing the game. Other than that, if it's the old Hood, this is a good team. This is a really good team. This might be one of the best teams if it's 2016, 2017 Hood. but we need to see Hood play so we can justify that that is 2016-2017 Hood. Now we got the Bucks being drafted by Stashes. His first pick was Reborn, followed by Nate Allen, then MVP, Better Beast, and Control. I see 3-point guards. This team is going to be really small, and I think Nate isn't playing on a big. He might be 6'6", 6'7" at the most. This is a really small team. They might be fast. They got 3 ball handlers, but this is a small team. I talked to MVP the other day because MVP was wondering why I said what I said in my Periscope about him. Like same thing I said about Hood. You got to remember, these people are going to be drafting based on 2K18 and the Combine. They don't know how you were in 2016 and 2K17. They have no idea about that. So y'all have to play the game. Y'all have to play 18. Even if y'all don't like the game, for draft's sake, y'all have to play the game. This is a small team. This team, I don't know, man. It's just the team is just too small. Next, we got the Dallas Mavericks draft being drafted by Dayfry. He took DJ Alabama first, then D-Toxies, Gooner, EXO, and Shockey. Now, here goes another thing. D-Toxies. I've seen D-Toxies play one time this year. He won the championship in 2017, 2K17. I don't know why he keeps saying 2017. He won the championship on 2K17, and some managers may be aware of who he is, but we still need to see you play. We got to see you play. I'm sure I've only seen D-Toxies play one game. One of the smartest players on the game regardless. He has very, very high IQ. I love the way D-Toxies play. In the 3rd round is a steal. Gooner should definitely be a 1st round pick. The only knock on Gooner is that we can't consistently see him play against US players with no delay. If we could see that, then his stock may rise. But this is a decent team. Above average for sure. Above average for sure. I like it. Next up, we got the Celtics being drafted by Zoom Rock. With the first pick, he took Hot Shot, followed by Wolf, Swizzerk, About the Game, and Addicted to Wins. About the Game fell to the 4th round. Addicted to Wins fell to the 5th round. This team right here is full of sleeper picks. Like they even shouldn't even be sleeper picks. They shouldn't be sleeper picks. But the value that they got in the 4th and the 5th round is the best value that I've seen so far. About the Game in the 4th and Addicted to Wins in the 5th. That is tough. This is a really good team. This is a really good team. Zoom Rock drafted well. Now we got Wolf drafting for the Kings. With his first pick, he took Kenny Got Work, followed by Moody, then Red City Boy, 1 through 5, and Larry Schmurder. Kenny Got Work and Moody, solid picks. I feel like they are in the rounds that they should be drafted in. Red City Boy in 1 through 5, in my opinion, could be flipped, maybe. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what Wolf was going for with these picks, but I think a lot of people were going for 2 ball handlers, so I can see it. Larry Schmurder, very, very underrated, very slept on. He's one of my favorite centers. He hardly makes any mistakes. This is an okay team. This is definitely an okay team. It's going to be a lot of scoring. I can see this being a high scoring team. I can see this being a real high scoring team. The more I think about it, the more I look at it, I actually do like it for some reason. I like it. My dog Shifty drafted for the Wizards, and he took BP the God, May, Phenom, Final Chapter AJ, and King Dooms. This is a team that I can actually see being drafted. This is a team that I can actually see it happening. I'm looking at it, and every player is falling in the exact spot, exact round that I think they should be in. This is a solid team. Not only is it a solid team, not only is it drafted the correct way, not only is it unbiased, it's a team that can win. I feel like this team could beat any team I've seen so far. I like this team right here, Shifty. Good job right here, bro. Next, we got Sammy Cool Gradient drafting for the Raptors. He took Majestic, Hall of Fame J, Goofy, Insanity, and Fugitive. Now, this is another one of those teams that I think was drafted where players should be slotted in. Maybe 1 or 2 should be flip-flopped, but other than that, this was very well drafted. This is very well drafted. I like Majestic. I like this whole team. And I think the crazy part about this is that you can actually go 5 out with this team right here, because every single person on this team could shoot. Every single person on this team could shoot. This is nice. Next up, we got Beast Inc. drafting for the 76ers. He took Sick, NJ Sick 1, Reese, Sleeties, Slay Island, and All Hail Trey. Now, I think I'm starting to notice a pattern here. I think the teams in the later half are drafting guys right around the slots they should be in. I think maybe flip-flop a couple. I think Reese is a steal in the second round. I feel like he should go in the first. Sleeties is a great pick. Slay Island kind of slipped a little bit, but it's a steal for Beast. All Hail Trey, it's underrated. I like this team. This is a decent team. A couple plays here and there. This team could compete. It could very well compete. And last but not least, we got About the Game drafting for the Trailblazers. He took Chicago, Killer Low Key, TJ Money, Shump, and Festoons. First off, TJ Money and Shump in rounds 3 and 4 are steals. Straight steals. Killer Low Key, if he get his attitude right and just play the game and stop worrying about little stuff, Killer Low Key can go up the board. Chicago slept on. Straight up slept on. PS4 players know about him. A lot of Xbox players don't. Chicago is slept on. I like Chicago a lot. Festoons is going to have to put some work in. He's definitely going to have to put some work in. He's a player that can play the game, but the thing is, he's not seen. I don't know if you guys understand what I mean by that, but you have to let people know who you are. People got to see you to know who you are. Festoons is one of those players. There's a lot of people that need to do this as well. They have to be seen. Not a bad team. TJ Money and Shump and Killer Low Key, Chicago. That was a great first 4 rounds. I'm not mad at it at all. That was all 17 teams, and I think on the first time looking at it, I felt like a lot of people got left off. But as I just went through this just now, I don't feel like as many people as I thought got left off. I mean, White Chocolate got left off, Ant Don't Lose got left off, CKZ, J Fool got left off. Those type of people got left off. But this wasn't a bad draft. It really wasn't a bad draft. The more I look at it, it really wasn't a bad draft. I know they're gonna do a couple more, some more. I think the Maris is gonna do one on Wednesday or something, and then Gradient is gonna do another one in a month or so. So keep playing, man. Keep playing your game. People that think that are getting mad over this, don't get mad. Use this as motivation to let people know who you are. Man, y'all already know. Why do I always do this? Why do I always try to get the slogan in before I say what I gotta say first? What I want to say first is, if you're feeling the content, like, comment, and subscribe. And y'all already know the slogan. If you know me, but I don't know you, then I guess I'm famous enough.